We're inside the next game. It's BlackSheepWall up against Cafe LaCrew. And we're in the Ontario Dota 2 qualifiers from EGE. And we've already got our bans out of the way. We had Death Prophet and Earthshaker banned by BlackSheepWall, and then Brewmaster and Tidehunter taken out by Cafe LaCrew. Centaur ends up being the first overall pick. Azure is your drafter for BlackSheepWall, and then Mind is your captain for Radiant on Cafe LaCrew. Vengeful Spirit, the response here in the first round. Right up against that Centaur. We'll see the combination up with her. And perhaps just a moment if they decide to reveal some sort of duo combo with the Venge and one other.
Ten seconds remaining.
Troll Warlord going to be your next up from Cafe LaCrew. So it should be fun to see him. I'm a fan of ultimates that aren't necessarily the big wombos, but are very strong and effective, like Stampede and like the Troll Warlord ults there. Battle Trance. Trance was the word I was looking for. And then Invoker. Can never go wrong. As a viewer, at least, with Invoker. Maybe on occasion
10 seconds
in the game itself. Dro Ranger going to be banned by BlackSheepWall. So in the first round, we saw EKT go over Optimates in the first game that I casted. In the simultaneously run games, no skills, went over Pepe. Cafe LaCrew took out Got Salt. And Stinky Steve Venn topped the Zed Fighters.
10 seconds remaining.
So this is the group stages.
5 seconds remaining.
And the second round.
Reserve time.
As we also have a Skywrath Mage ban. In the next round, we have Pepe up against Relias Gaming, Optimates up against No Skills, and Stinky Steve Venn up against Got Salt in our other 3 simultaneously run games.
Radiant team ban.
So in the first round, BlackSheepWall did not get to play, so we don't know how they will perform. Cafe LaCrew came out ahead, so they're already up one. They've already got 1 win under their belt.
5 seconds
Luna
remaining.
taken out by BlackSheepWall.
Reserve time.
Like looking for trends here in the draft.
Radiant team pick.
Dire, somewhat push-centric, but then you have Earthshaker. A couple auras mixed in there.
Silencer.
Radiant team pick.
Cafe LaCrew opting to ban out, ulti-centric heroes. Phoenix going to be grabbed by Cafe LaCrew, and Silencer. Back-to-back both picks very quickly. BlackSheepWall. Both Silencer and Invoker going with the arrogant spellcaster combos plus Centaur.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Go into reserve time is Cafe LaCrew for this next pick. So they're going to take their sweet time on this one. They've got still a minute of reserve time, so they've got plenty to spare. Viper going to be the choice. So very single target right now is the Radiant. Of course, they have Supernova from Phoenix. But overall, pretty single target focused, so not a lot of team fight combinations. But single target, pretty good when you have Troll Warlord on your side. Battletrance going to help deal out that right click. Viper's going to like any addition to his own right click.
5 seconds remaining.
Lion.
Radiant team ban.
BlackSheepWall going to grab Lion. Not the best up against Viper, but it'll be nice to be able to burst down Phoenix or Troll Warlord for that matter.
10 seconds remaining.
So a couple good targets there.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve
Got our
time.
final bans on the way. Gonna have to see what Cafe La Crue ends up going for to round out their ban lineup. Yeah, there's a couple different ways you could run Silencer, so it's not completely clear what Black Sheep needs to finish up their lineup, but just a support Silencer would work fine, and then throw in a safe lane carry. Mid Invoker, off lane Centaur would be fine. And they end up banning Juggernaut.
Dire team ban.
Don't see a particular reason why specifically Juggernaut. Maybe they're just reminded of the heroes of Lanham and want to remove it. But
10 seconds remaining.
either way, it still fits. Still this aggressive
5 seconds
lineup
remaining.
just to remove. And now final ban for BlackSheepWall.
Reserve time.
Quite a lot of reserve time to work with. They're not going to use it up just yet. Dazzle,
Radiant
the
team
final
pick.
hero removed. Neither side. Invoker has quite a lot of teamfight control. Silencer with the global silence, very nice. But there's not sort of that
Dire team pick.
big ult that you focus around. Puck is the final choice for Cafe La Crue. Certainly a few different ways that the Radiant can run their team. And then Medusa, the last pick from BlackSheepWall. An interesting combination. The rest of their team is very magic focused, so got to be careful with that Stone Gaze. But let's run
Prepare
through
for
the
battle.
teams. First up on the Dire, BlackSheepWall. We have Azure playing the Medusa, headed up toward the safe lane, along with Unlimited Emoto Works on the Lion, and then Mercury playing the Invoker. Gonna join him for the moment. Sirius bringing up the rear on Silencer. And then down bottom, Aristea playing the Centaur War Runner. For the Radiant side, Cafe La Crue, Swag will be playing the Troll Warlord. We got just
30
some
seconds to
FGT on the Phoenix, and then Memoria on the Vengeful Spirit. Down bottom, there's Mind on the Viper, and then in mid, we have Blue, who will be playing on the Puck. So we'll have a bit of a pause here. So let's see what everybody started out with. We've got a Ring of Protection on the Centaur War Runner with a branch and a couple tangos looking to rush that Tranquil Boots, most likely. The only real reason to start out with that Ring of Protection. Mercury has himself a Null Talisman and a Tango, nothing too surprising there. He should be up against blue on this puck, also with a Null Talisman, and is pooled a couple Tangos rather than buying his own, so that gets him a couple branches as well. Sirius has sentries on him, so that will be nice if there's an attempt to block the top pull. Sentry already thrown down to take a look. We've got a nice vision ward here already planted down bottom by Aristea. Mind actually has one of the wards on himself. He should be planting it right up here on the high ground in just a moment as he moves around to check the ward. Moto Works actually going with a Boots First build. I have a Wraith Band on Azure. So we just paused up here as we have one of the players seems to have frozen, so we're waiting on that. So the matchup mid, Invoker versus Puck, shouldn't be too much danger, but there's always a concern with Puck if you don't have an escape mechanism of Puck if he gets a bit of advantage starting to roll, but should be okay for either side. Looks like they may be going in for an aggressive tri-lane. That would leave Viper 1v1, which is always nice for him. And up against a Medusa, not going to be the most useful in a tri-lane until she gets levels up on Mystic Snake, which basically takes longer than it takes to actually, normally for the tri-lane to be decided in the first place. And then Silencer probably prefers not to be in that scenario. Has already leveled up Curse of the... has already leveled up Last Word, sorry. So doesn't have Glaives at level 1. And her Spike not the best at level 1 either, so it's somewhat of a weak tri-lane for the Radiant, so if... for the Dire, sorry. So if Cafe Le Crew ends up going for that aggressive tri-lane, then they should be in a good position. So if we have a 1v1 down bottom, it's Viper in a 1v1. Even stronger than in mid is in a side lane when he has that position. And he should very much have the advantage and dominate this lane. Not a whole lot that Centaur can do. Any melee up against Viper can't do a whole lot. Stranger things have happened, so we'll have to see how each one plays out. So we do have a player reconnected. Hopefully that'll get us going in short order. So we have our shitty wizard courier. And looks like we're ready to go. So we're able to get this game underway.
You have my thanks.
And it's BlackSheepWall against Cafe La Crue. A ping goes out, the counter warding going on. And they will be able to immediately deward one of the observer wards from Cafe La Crue, and that's very nice for them. Able to also pick up the sentry ward, but doesn't really matter at this point. A smoke up from the two supports. Looks like they're going to be going in for a mid gank immediately. No, they're going to rotate up top, so I'm wondering if that was a mistake that they smoked up. They get down the sentry to block the camp. There's still another sentry, and oh wow, I missed that. My bad. I was not expecting them to go in while they're just warding, and the first blood goes the way of BlackSheepWall. So some odd movement here to start the game from Cafe La Crue. Taking a few right clicks there from Sirius.
Too bad for you.
He does have level 2, but he goes for Curse of the Silent. Not the biggest fan. There goes the Earth Spike. Now Sirius in trouble. Memoria goes down first. Sirius should still die here. He does. So it ends up being 1 for 1. 2-1 on the board. Emoto Works will get away. Ends up being a trade there.
Money changes hands.
So let's take a look at how we're doing. Down bottom, as expected, Viper well out in front, 9-3 on the CS. Gonna spend most of our time up here on top as this tri-lane versus tri-lane should continue. Actually, there's one. So yeah, Memoria is down towards the bottom lane for the time being. Looks like they may end up rotating into dual lanes instead. So perhaps just straight up looking for a kill here with the roam from the Vengeful Spirit. They should be able to get it. Magic Missile. That ought to be it. No way out. Gets the stomp. But the poison takes him down for the last hit despite still being stunned. Because of the silent thrown out just to be annoying. Oh, an accidental... It started to TP and immediately canceled. Not sure what happened there. Possibly a misclick, even activating it. So that ends up being a waste. That hurts early on, losing that TP gold on a support.
Not yours.
'Tis non-cupatory.
Mid blue controlling the action pretty well. 14 and 4 up against 8 and 2.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Mercury going Quas, Exhort going 2 in Quas before 2 in Exhort. So a little less damage than he would potentially have, so that can affect it a bit, but he's having quite the hard time in mid. 17-8 now. Down bottom, getting chased down once again. There's the Centaur. There's not a whole lot he can do. At the same time, there's action up top. As we have a 1-for-1 trade. Silencer for Phoenix. Still trying to bring down Emoto Works. Not going to be able to. Not enough right click here from Azure. Just going to get a lot of damage done, but not a kill. A bottle backup from Swag. Up top is a bit of a wash, but with mid and bottom being dominated for Cafe Le Crew, in the favor of Cafe Le Crew, they have to be happy with this, the way this early game is panning out. An illusion rune is spawned up top. MotoWorks goes ahead and grabs it. Going to send one illusion toward mid. Trying to psych out the other side. Perhaps trick them into thinking that's the real one, as he sends himself and one of his illusions back up top. No, they take care of the illusion. Nothing too exciting happening there. Bit of harass there from the Mystic Snake down bottom, paying out, but oh, we have an Invis rune grabbed by Memoria. Actually going to go toward mid. See if he can help out there to grab a kill. Mercury is pretty far up, but turns around. Waiting in lane, no sentry. And this, they're gonna go. There's the stun, follows up with the silence. Dream Coil thrown out, no way out of there. And that's, they've been seeing some nice rotations out of Memoria. 0-1 and 4 now, 4 assists. 6 minutes into the game, looking good. Up top, Swag going to be brought down.
I'm surprised you lasted this long.
Each kill one way responds with a kill right in the opposite
Dire's
direction.
middle tower is under attack.
Looks like Mercury may be just rushing a Midas here in mid after Brown Boots. See if he continues with that route. Azure has grabbed a Soul Ring to be able to keep up harass using Mystic Snake. Rotation out of the supports here. Black Sheep works. And there's the Sheep on blue. Stun. And the Curse of the Silent. Enough to bring him down. Sunstrike misses, but they don't need it. 5-5 on the board. Up top. Once again, every time. Whenever there's a kill, there's another one. Unfortunate timing. Looks like that kill was on a player who was disconnecting. So we will have another stop in the action. $658 gold sitting there on Mercury. Still a ways to go to finish up a Midas. This bottom lane, when you include that help from the Venge, you're sitting at 51 CS. Leading the board by an absolute mile is Mind. Next closest is 27 on Blue and on Azure. And Mind is also gone for a hand of Midas, so we check out the net worth. 4,300. Going well. He also has 2 kills to his name. Aristea has had a rough go of it. Got a very difficult lane. 0-2-0 right now. Emoto has a ward to be placed. Looks like he's just going to place that toward the bottom rune. Looks like a reconnect and disconnect here. So with this back and forth, I could see it favoring either team in different ways. Cafe Le Crew will want to be fighting. They have a high octane, in your face kind of lineup that just wants to deal out the damage, have lots of kills on the board, and win that way. However, if the game stays even, I feel like BlackSheepWall has the advantage in the long run, going to scale better into the late game. So if it stays even, they're going to be getting more out of their farm in the long run. So both sides have... Basically, we should continue to see kills, and BlackSheepWall just wants to hold on and keep it close while that happens. So we're going to wait for the reconnect. The death up top does hurt. That was the lead farmer for BlackSheepWall. Had 3 kills as well, so a nice little streak handed out. That's 300 gold for Revenge. Memoria, now 585 gold. Just brown boots so far. But 1-1 and 4 is made, or presence known. 0-2-3 on Troll Warlord. Not having the best, but being in that assist helps out. Nice little logos here on the banner. It's a bit early for the grass to really tell us anything. Well, that is a very straight line. So Cafe Le Crew holding steady at a small lead. Just about 1,400 on the XP graph. And then net worth, like around 1,900. Feel like that's almost entirely on Mind on the Viper. So hopefully we're able to get this reconnected and back on the way. It's been a fun one so far here in the early game. 11 kills on the board here in under 8 minutes. A lot of action and a lot of back and forth, not just one way. Okay, looks like we were back in the game. Was just checking on the rules in case we had extended issues, but looks like we're ready to go once again as you're making it back in. Had some technical difficulties, but looks like we're good to go. Glad to see this one continue. As we see a stampede just to get away. Viper
Radiant's
Strike
middle tower
was
is
throwing
under attack.
down on Aristea. Not having a fun game. Rotation in from Memoria, gets within range. Dream Coil gonna come out. No, doesn't have it, but doesn't throw it down. Doesn't need it, as that's a kill on the Invoker, and the Invoker. Oh, this is it's tough now having 2 kills after having kind of a difficult CS battle. He was coming back, but now died
Dire's
twice.
structures are fortified.
Never the start you want in
Dire's
Invoker.
bottom tower is
It's
under
just
attack.
difficult to play from behind. One of the most difficult heroes to play from behind, I'd say. Swag sitting on a regen rune in brown boots. Once again, neither side really has a lineup looking to push towers so much as just... Oh, as Aristea looks like he's dead to rights. Avoids the stomp. It's another kill. Maxed out poison attack. You just have to be so careful. Didn't have Stampede, so had no
Dire's
way out
bottom
up top.
tower is under attack.
No action comes. We have a rotation here from Moria back up top, sitting on a ward. We have a trade there. A lot of right click being done. Misses on the Sunstrike and gets turned around. Magic Missile stunning. And Blue survives a 3rd death. And this is getting tough. What looked even has been turned around very quickly to a definite advantage here for Cafe Le Crew. They still want to make something happen, but very defensive posture coming out of BlackSheepWall in the top lane. So not a lot of opportunities. The rotation will come round, and once again the target will be Mercury. Game is hard.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And he's up. Moved up a bit, and he's out too far now. Magic Missile in range. Battle Trance. Global Silence used, but doesn't matter. That's 4 deaths now on Mercury. 0-4 and 1. He's further away from his Midas than he was 3 minutes ago. Mine leading the way, 79 CS. He has 32 more CS than the safe lane farmer of BlackSheepWall. And if you say that's because of the aggressive laning, well, Aristea at 15 CS up against the 82 in the 1v1 lane. The laning has worked out so much better here for Cafe Le Crew. And now the rotations are really starting to pay dividends. It was trading earlier on, but now it's all one way. 10-5 the score. Solid advantage for Cafe Le Crew. BlackSheepWall just needs to stabilize. They have the longer-term plan with their team.
Dire's bottom tower
Want to bring
is
it
under
later,
attack.
scale up, get the items before we're doing a whole lot. But the blink in from Blue, that's done. Dream Coil, Battle Trance, so much expended. They do get Azure. Will they get anyone else? And Moto works so much damage. He's brought down. That's 2 for 0. Ping goes out. Will they be able to catch up with Sirius? The dive in from Just. Blue going in. Sunstrike throws down to get a little extra damage. Triple kill the way of Swag. And that top lane run over, 13-5. And the momentum is really rolling here for Cafe Le Crew. First tower will go down here up top. There's the rush in. Looks like this could get turned around. Aristea nearly gonna die. Gets right click down. Could this be a double kill now? Double kill for Mind. They do bring him down, but took 3. He brought 2 with him.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
15-6. Needs one more level for that double forward spirit. Does Mercury. Wants that comeback Midas. It's tough because at this point there's very little room to open up space by being aggressive with the Centaur. Nowhere near a blink. And with Stampede, who do you go on? Really the only decent option is the Troll Warlord. Viper, we've seen, he's so far ahead, he can just turn it around. Puck has Blink and Illusory Orb. Phoenix can fly out. Battle Trance to help bring down this tower. That's a second tier 1. Going to try and split push this out and trade. Will there be any TPs in to help? Blue goes in. Illusory Orb thrown out, not going to jump in. But they're not going to force the issue. Tower in deny range. So they're going to be able to deny that. Doesn't spot it though. As the ping goes out, they want to go for a kill here on Azure. Silence goes in. No Dream Coil used. Now uses it. Not the best coordination, but it should still be enough. They bring him down. Now going to catch another straggler. Mercury, where are you? Throws out a last second Sunstrike. Out of Defiance as he goes down. 17-6. Really rolling. Going to look to do damage here on the tier 2. Not sure if they can take it. Battle Trance is back up though, so that'll help quite a bit. Chris is a silent throwing out. Doesn't now have the mana. Bottles up though. Battle Trance used, but Fortify used as well. Going to try help cancel that out. Another Curse of the Silent. And they will be able to get this. Looks like they may try to contest after it goes down. They go in. There's the Stone Gaze. Not sure where to look. They're getting outmaneuvered completely. The Stomp, but does no damage because he's in stone form. Turning this around. 2 down now. Sirius in trouble. 3 down. Mercury. Blue gonna dive in on Aristea. Triple kill the way of Mind. 4 for 0 the trade. And there was no proper way to initiate that. Got completely outmaneuvered, didn't know who to go on, and it was just mass confusion for BlackSheepWall as Cafe LaCrue. Oh, a snipe out with the finger of death on Vengeful Spirit. Gotta feel good to get at least that, but looks like he may be a dead man. Nope. Gotta get some help from Mercury with that cold snap. The range barracks goes down. Sunstrike misses. There's the Stampede in. Doesn't go for either spell. Doesn't get the Stomp. Cancels. Double Edge able to bring down Blue. They get a little bit out of it. Showing some life here is BlackSheepWall. They lose the range barracks, but they did keep the melee. So it could have been worse. They get a couple kills defending as well. Very long road for them at this point to bring it back to equilibrium, but for now they show a little bit of fight.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Mind has that Aghanim Scepter, along with Mechanism and Midas. The Viper Strike every 12 seconds. Try going in for a Yasha now. Phase Drum Yasha gonna be motoring. Should be
Dire's
no
bottom
problem
tower
getting
is
this
under
bottom
attack.
tower. There it goes.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
All tier 1s down now for BlackSheepWall. All tier 1s still remaining for Cafe Le Crew. So that's a big glut of gold that Cafe Le Crew has.
Dire's structures are fortified.
But the bright side for
Dire's
BlackSheepWall,
bottom
they
tower
got a
is
nice
under
bank
attack.
of gold just sitting there in
Radiant's
towers right
structures
now.
are fortified.
And this should be the tier 2 as well, just not willing to
Radiant's
fight
top
this.
tower has fallen.
Not sure they could,
Dire's
even if they
bottom
wanted
tower
to.
has fallen.
Azure with the Mask of Madness. Something of a comeback
Radiant's
item, helps to
top
farm
tower
a
is
bit
under
as
attack.
well. Battle Trance as they go into Roshan, falling very quickly. And that'll be Roshan.
Fallen to the Radiant.
Aegis goes to Mind. And now the target is that
Radiant's top tower is
defenseless melee barracks. Mercury. She got picked off there. I think I missed that one. Blue has grabbed a Yule Scepter after the Blink Dagger. So here comes the push with the Aegis.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
Not a whole lot they can do. Azure not even coming back. Now TPing in. Global Silence used. It was a bit odd. Medusa wasn't there. Has TP back now. Finger of Death, but it's a combination of Stone Gaze makes that difficult. Aristea getting low. Gets brought down. The swap a bit after the fact. And team wipe just that quickly.
Dire's middle barracks has
Would
fallen.
not be surprised if it got called here, and it is. Good game called. That'll be it. Cafe Le Crew had that snowball
Dire's
kind of
bottom tower.
lineup.
Radiant victory.
Some back and forth in the early going, but eventually start going all one way. Cafe Le Crew taking down that game in style. They'll go through round 2, 2-0 in their group. So we'll be back with another game in just a little bit. Stay with us.